guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you can tell from the title, I deadlifted 300 pounds and I'm super happy about that. I've been chasing 300 for so long. I don't know why I just couldn't get it. So in May, before my high school nationals meet, I did 290. That was pretty hard. And then at high school nationals for my third attempt, I made a big jump and tried for 303, I think. I'll put the actual weights on screen, and I failed that for my third attempt, which kind of expected because it was a big jump. And then for my peaking block, I did attempt 300. I'll put the date up here, and at that time I failed it. It didn't come off the floor, but this week I finally got it, and right now I am 1 week out from my mock meet. So yeah, I'm really excited. Hopefully I can hit something higher at my mock meet, which, you know, if I don't, I'm not too concerned because I got the PR. But anyway, I'm just gonna backtrack and just go through the week in order, but I'll put timestamps below. And also, I feel bad for not vlogging or anything or talking in between the days, but like sometimes when I have free time, like an hour of free time, I just like to work on my projects, like my sewing projects. And I was gonna vlog or like talk a little before that deadlift session, but I had something come up right before I went to the gym, so then like things just get pushed back, and I'm gonna try to vlog more. I say that every single time, but I am trying to find time. But like I like to do things in sections, like give me 1 hour to edit and I'll just edit the video in one, instead of doing like separate things for a short amount of time and then coming back to it, because when I come back to it I have to like rethink what I was doing. So yeah. But anyway, let's start from my day 1 of my workout, which was on Tuesday. So I did some 235 for 4 squats, and squats finally clicked on that day. Like for a few weeks my squats weren't so good, so what I thought of was to just stay super tight, especially when I walk out the bar. So when I walk out the bar, my upper back has to be super tight. If it's like a little bit not tight, then the bar is gonna feel super heavy. So even if it's just like 235 and I can squat like 270, 235 would still feel super heavy if I'm not tight, and vice versa. Like if I am tight, 270 wouldn't feel like 270. So even though you haven't even started the squat, if you walk it out and it feels heavy, that's gonna affect your mental and it's gonna make you more tired. So anyway, just walking the bar out in the beginning, just staying super tight. What I figured out with all my lifts is that I like to take things slow and steady. I don't like need the hype up or like the ammonia or whatever like that. I have to like stay calm and remember all I have to do and like take things slow and steady. So what I did for my squats was that on the way down for my squat, I took things a little bit slower than usual, and not like slow to a point where I waste energy, but still a little bit slower so I stay controlled over the bar and make sure I'm super tight throughout the whole rep. So that was my first set of 235. This is my third and last set of 235 for 4. And in the past, I would have just dropped the weight to like 225 or something, because each rep was very hard, but I decided to stick through it. And even though the first rep was super slow, I still managed to push out another 3 reps, and I probably could have done more. Just taking things slow and steady, even though it feels hard, it feels heavy, I still push through. So like as I said before, even if it is slow like on the way up, it doesn't mean I can't go for another rep. So yeah, that's for me. I'm a slow lifter, so I was really happy with me completing that 235 3x4. And then for bench press on that day, I did a 155 bench single at RP7. Same thing, I was super tight. I brought my feet closer to my head a little bit more, creating a bigger arch, and just basically thought of staying tight, shoulders back, and feeling like my range of motion is super small. Also on the way down, to control the weight so I'm not shocked at the pause or anything. A few weeks ago, I benched with a faster eccentric, like faster on the way down, and it doesn't work out for me, but like on that day I did a slower eccentric and it helped a lot. And then I also did some 135 for 5, and then after like a few sets it was RP 8-ish. And then on my day 2, which is my deadlift day, I did 245 single. And then I did some 230 for 2. And my second deadlift day, as I said in last week's video, is just like a practice deadlift day. I'm not trying to add on more fatigue to my body. It's just to keep deadlifting and to keep the motion in practice, but to not make me more tired. And then for the second part of the week, on my squat day, I had a squat single at RP 8 to 8.5. So the first video I took for squats is a 260 warm-up, and I didn't hit depth, which was not good. And then next I did a 273 single, and this 273 moved better than my 275 last week. but it is 2 pounds lighter, and I also didn't hit depth. And then I went for 280, which I did fail. So I did fail this lift. I'm gonna zoom in the video for a second time, and the bar literally like left my hands, which was not good. And I think the main reason why I failed it was because I lost balance. I was tipping like forward and backwards, and the reason why that was happening was, if you look at the plates on the bar, they were like rolling, which that's not supposed to happen with a super balanced squat. But the thing is, like, even last week or like at home, the plates don't roll. So what I'm thinking is that on that day, that bar was like more worn out, and that part of the bar didn't have a lot of friction, so it rolled more than usual. I'm not saying that I don't have a problem with my squat, with my balance. I know I do, but with a better bar, it wouldn't have rolled that much. It would only roll a tiny bit that I could just control and overcome. But on that day, the plates rolled a lot. So yeah, I think that's probably why I failed my 280. And then for back offs, I did 235 for 3. I tried to control the bar and it rolled a lot less. But like, the amount of energy I spent on controlling the bar, like keeping the plates from not rolling, was not efficient. Like, I spent so much energy on keeping the plates not rolling when I could be saving that energy for the lift itself. I did talk to my coach about this, and we're gonna figure things out and work on my balance and that kind of stuff. I think I could have gotten that 280 up. I did go up quite a bit before I failed it. So yeah, but anyway, I don't think that 280 fail was a bad thing. Because I failed that 280, I wasn't as fatigued for my day for deadlifts. Like last week, I did a 275 squat, and then after that squat, I was super tired. My lower back was really sore, and then that affected my deadlifts. Last week, my deadlifts didn't move that well. My lower back was sore while I was deadlifting. So this week, because I failed at 280, I wasn't really sore from squats, so my fatigue was lower, so that made deadlifts better. And then on that same day, I did a 155 bench single at RP 6.5. And then I did a 160 bench single at RP 7. And actually the 160 moved better and felt easier than my 155, which is really good. I was tighter on my 160. Squat and bench were on Friday, and I did deadlifts on Sunday. So I do take a rest day between my heavy squat and bench and my heavy deadlifts, because then my deadlifts can be better. I can be more recovered. Okay, so my camera ran out of storage and the video just like got cut off right there, so I have to refilm basically the end part of this video. But anyway, as I was saying, I sat under the infrared heat lamp on Friday night and Saturday night just to make sure my hip didn't act up or anything and that it's recovering well. So if you want to know more about infrared lamp therapy, check out last week's video. In that video, I talked about how I basically just healed my hip almost completely, like going from not being able to walk to having almost no pain in like one night. So that's what I did to make sure my hip stayed good. Finally, we're at the deadlift day. The first warm-up video that I took was 270, and 270 moved really well. And then I did 285, and this 285 moved so much better than last week's 285. I'll try to put the videos side by side so you guys can see the difference, but it just shows how much fatigue can affect your lifts. So last week on my 285, I was really fatigued. Last week I did a 275 squat that made my lower back really sore, so I was sore when I was deadlifting, so that made things harder. But this week I wasn't sore at all because I didn't get my 280 squat, and that just shows how much fatigue can affect your lifts and make things way harder, and how fatigue can like lower your expressive strength. Like, your strength is there, except you can't express it because you have that fatigue on you. But anyway, 285 moved really well, so I decided to go for the 300. As you can see from the video, I was super happy that I got that 300, since I've been chasing after 300 for such a long time, and it was such a grind. Literally in the middle, I was so close to giving up, but I still managed to push through and to just like keep on pulling and to not let it go. On this trip, I didn't have problems with my grip at all, so that was really good. And yeah, I just got it up slow and steady. I was supposed to do a RP 8 to 8.5 single on deadlifts, but 285 was like RP 7-ish, So I was like, just go for the 300. It probably felt really heavy because it's like a weight that I've never touched. But one great thing about that 300 rep and my deadlifts is that from this angle, which is a separate angle that my mom took, you can see that my back angle didn't break down. My form was still really good throughout the whole rep. My form didn't break down, and like my hips didn't rise first and my back didn't round a lot. So my form still stood intact. And what my coach said is that the reason why my form can stay intact throughout the whole rep, even though that was like a 5-second deadlift, is because I have a lot of muscle mass that can withstand that tension for such a long time. So for example, I have a really strong lower back because I pull conventional and also I low bar squat. So my lower back is really strong. And then for conventional dev, it's like the bigger part of your glutes, like that part is strong for me. And also my hamstrings are pretty strong. They're not extremely strong, but I'm getting them better with RDLs. So yeah, those muscle groups are all really strong for me, that I can withstand that much weight at such a slow speed and still hold still and not let my form break down. However, I can't say the same thing about my squats. You guys know that my knees cave a lot when I squat. My coach and I are still trying to figure that out, but that's not a short-term issue that I can solve, since you can't just think about it and then it just goes away with these kind of problems. Because my squat form is good when it's lighter weights, it's just only when it goes to heavier weights that things break down. That's because I'm lacking muscle in some areas or they're not strong enough, so that's why form breaks down. So for example, I have little muscle on the side of my hips. That's something I'm still working on to grow muscle there, so I have the strength to hold my form even when things get hard. So anyway, yeah, that 300 was slow, but it was like a really good rep. And also I'm really happy that I can grind out a lift for that long. It takes a lot of mental will to stick with something for that long, and also just like physical strength, as I said, like muscle mass to actually hold on to that for so long. So yeah, even though it was slow, I think that rep really showed my strength, like through the number and also through the form. So yeah, that's really good. That's pretty much it for this week's video. Next week is my mock meet. Actually, when I'm filming this, which is Friday, tomorrow is my mock meet. And when this video goes up, my mock meet will already pass. I got all my attempts written on my notebook for squat, bench, and deadlift, all my warm-ups and attempts. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to a powerlifting gym, so I'll finally be lifting on some good equipment. I feel pretty prepared. I don't really care if I PR or anything like that. Of course, a PR would be nice, but it's just a experience and trying to like test and see where my strength is and what to do moving forward, since this whole thing is a long journey and we're always making changes to the program or to my technique and that kind of stuff to just make things better. And yeah, so if you guys want to stay updated with my lifts, definitely go follow me on Instagram, because I usually post my lifts once a week and YouTube comes a week after that. So by the time this video will be up, I'm pretty sure my mock meet post will be up. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely go follow me on Instagram. If you like the video, don't forget to like it. Comment down below any questions you guys have or any video ideas or things you want me to make. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss another one of my videos. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.